Whether you like this character a lot or you're a furry who's never played a gacha game before and you want to build the sexy daddy wolf, I'm here to make sure you guys know where to get started and how to optimize your builds afterwards. I finally managed to sit down and fully read this character's kit, and I will say it's very fun to use. So, without further ado, let's go through a full breakdown of his moveset, skills, cinemas, and potential teams. So sit back, grab your favorite hairbrush, and relax as I take you through an extensive guide on how to play Von Lycaon. Lycaon is an ice stun unit who is the leader of Victoria Housekeeping. He specializes in dazing enemies with incredible speed and serves as a pseudo-freezing support for your ice units. His basic attacks are fast and good at building up daze meter. Tapping basic gives quick attacks that deal physical damage, while holding down basic charges these moves up, increasing power and dealing ice damage alongside of it. You can alternate between normal and charged basic attacks during your combo. However, you almost always want to be doing charged basics since they do increased damage and build up ice anomaly meter. His dash attack is a slide forward that deals physical damage. His dodge counter, a strike forward dealing ice damage. His quick assist is the same move, and all three of these moves have iframes. And his defensive assist is a semicircle of ice damage accumulating massive daze. Lycaon's skill is a flurry of kicks that deal ice damage. The normal skill only does a sweep into an upwards kick, while EX does a sweep into a target combo, then finishing with the final upwards kick. Pressing the skill does a shorter amount of kicks, while holding it not only increases the damage, but adds more attacks to each version. On the charged version of normal skill, Lycaon gains some immunity to smaller attacks, while on the charged version of EX skill, he gets full invincibility. His core passive gives a 60% daze increase to all fully charged basic attacks. And when an EX skill or an assist follow-up hits an enemy, that enemy's ice damage resistance will be decreased by 25% for 30 seconds. And if another ice unit or Victoria Housekeeping unit is on the same team as him, any stunned enemy that he hits will have their stun damage multiplier increased by 35%. His chain attacks are some more kicks forward, and his ultimate is pretty much the same thing. Both deal ice damage and have a great amount of daze buildup. Now that we've covered his moveset, let's get right into the W engines that you should be putting on him. It should go without saying that a character's best W engine is usually going to be their signature, and with Lycaon it's no different. But we have a lot more options to use compared to Ben, who only had access to a few W engines. That being said, Lycaon's personal, the Restrained, is his best option due to the increased damage and daze buildup from basic attacks, and the fact that these stack on top of each other. There are lockouts on this, but I'd say that they're pretty lenient. As for other S-rank W engines, Coletta's weapon, Hellfire Gears, is also a good pick. This weapon gives energy regen and flat impact increase, so this will help Lycaon stun mid-tier enemies a lot quicker. And as for the last S-rank W engine, Qingyi's weapon, Ice Jade Teapot, is a weird pick, but it can work since all stun units just want to basic attack combo into EX skill for insane daze. This weapon is just an impact stack increase with extra steps, and a team-wide buff alongside of it. Overall, it's not really preferred for him, but if you somehow have an extra copy of Qingyi's weapon and you don't want to superimpose it, I guess it could go on Lycaon. And if you don't have any of these S-rank W engines, then any of the A-rank stun weapons can work. My personal recommendation is the 6-shooter from the City Fun Battle Pass and the Steam Oven. Mindscape Cinemas are effects you can gain when you pull extra copies of a character. Lycaon's M1 will give him increased daze buildup on his EX skill by 12%, plus an additional buff if the skill is charged. M2 gives him energy regen on stunning enemies or triggering chain attacks. M3 and M5 are skill level increases, while M4 gives him some sustain, granting a shield equal to 7.5% of his max HP when he hits doing basic/charged attacks. And M6 makes enemies suffer increased damage from his charged attacks, and his passive stacks and resets accordingly. Disk drives are the relics of this game. The good thing about Lycaon being a stun unit is that his build is extremely easy to understand. The mandatory set that you should be running on him is 4 pieces of the Shockstar Disco set. All stun units want to run this because it benefits them tremendously. And as for the 2 pieces, you do have a bit of freedom here, but I believe the best option is to run 2 pieces of Swing Jazz so that he can get as many EX skills out as possible, but you can also put him onto Polar Metal if you want to. Moving on to team synergies, Lycaon is pretty universal in ice teams and or maid teams. His absolute best team is with Ellen and Sokaku. Ellen and Lycaon complement each other so well, both being from the same faction and having the same element. And Sokaku is just a very good support for ice units in general. But seeing as Ellen won't come back until next year, a full made team with Corrin and Rina will have to be your best bet if you want to maximize everybody on there. And if you only have Servon Lycaon and no other S ranks, then your best team is going to be Corrin and Sokaku. And just a little side note here for most of the furries who have gotten this far in the video. I see a lot of you guys doing this and it upsets me a lot when you guys do it, but Lycaon and Ben have zero synergy together. There's not a single reason why you should be putting these two on a team together. There is no fire made unit and there is no ice construction unit. You cannot put these two together simply because they're the only furries in the game and you like them. You gotta build two different teams. You gotta build a fire team around Ben and then you gotta build an ice team around Lycaon, right? I don't care how much art you've seen of these two giving each other back shots, they don't synergize well together. So stop putting them on the same team. It's a terrible ship as well. Oh my goodness, these two have no synergy together. But rant over, that's who you wanna put for Lycaon's team. Moving on. Last but not least, Butler Boo and Shark Boo are the S rank Bang Boos you want to pair with him, and Penguin Boo is the A rank Bang Boo that you want to pair if you don't have any of the previous two. Overall, Lycaon is probably one of the best stun units in the game. I've seen people say that Chingy is a lot better, but I think for the long run, Lycaon's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. This is a very good unit, very good for ice teams, and incredible at just stunning enemies in just one fell sweep, right? Not really much to say else about this character. His character kit is pretty simple and straightforward. You just give him the 4 pieces of Shock Star and then do whatever you want with the 2 pieces and make sure that his impact is almost near 200 and you should be alright. That's another one of these guides done. Be sure to leave a like and comment if you enjoyed this video and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more gacha content. My name's Ryan and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.